Prashant Rao, and today I'll talk about how you can get set up with an account where you can trade stocks, options, futures, and Forex. So, if you've gotten here, you probably have a brokerage account at the very least where you can trade stocks, meaning you can buy and sell stocks. In order for you to be able to go short, you need what is known as a margin account. Because margin, by definition, is about borrowing, and when you short, you are borrowing stock, and therefore you need a margin account. And brokers usually have a separate form for this. They ask you your income, your risk level, risk tolerance, and then make a decision on whether you're eligible for a margin account. So once you get a margin account, you will be able to go short and cover stocks. Margin accounts are bound by Regulation T. So normally you can have up to 2x leverage. And if you trade too frequently, uh, there are certain conditions where if you trade too frequently, you could end up being what is known as a pattern day trader. And with a pattern day trader, you're eligible for up to 4x leverage. Uh, but keep in mind that that comes with a bunch of gotchas. It requires you to maintain a minimum balance of at least $25,000, uh, or you might get into trouble with a, a day trading call. And day trading calls have to be filled in immediately at the end of the day, or you'll be subject to all kinds of restrictions on your account. So before you trade uh, furiously, um, just educate yourself about the pattern day trader. So now we're good with stocks. So let's go to options. So in options, you have four levels. Level one is when you're essentially allowed to make the least riskiest kind of option trade, which is the covered call. In level two, you're allowed to do covered calls and cash secured puts. Cash secured meaning you got to have enough money in your account so that in the event the put is assigned, you're able to purchase the underlying stock. So with the next level is level three, where you can do spreads. You can buy and sell options, and you can do spreads. And level four is where the true power of options is unleashed, and there you can be an underwriter of options. So you're allowed to sell naked calls and naked puts, and it's a great way to generate income, but keep in mind that that comes with a lot of risk. Anyone who says option trading is not risky is mistaken and probably hasn't had enough experience. Uh, so keep in mind that uh, options trading can be like death by a thousand paper cuts. So you want to be very careful when you do options trading. So keep it limited and make sure you understand uh, the trade that you're placing before doing so, and uh, start off with uh, smaller amounts which are manageable. Now, once you're set up with your level 4 account, let's move on to futures. For futures, similarly, just like stocks, you need a margin account. And if you've already applied for margin, that's good enough. You don't have to reapply. But you do have to apply for a futures account. And the futures account can be the same as your stock account, or it can be a different one depending on the broker. Each broker is different. And once you're approved, you're good with trading futures as well as futures options. Futures are again inherently very risky. There's a lot of leverage that you can get. As much as 50x or even more. So leverage, as I said in my previous video, is a double-edged sword. So you want to be careful when using leverage. Although you might have the ability to use 50x leverage, you probably don't want to use it at least all the time. So with futures, you can trade various kinds of instruments. You can trade on stock indexes. You can trade oil. You can trade wheat. You can trade pork bellies. You can trade treasury futures. I mean, there's a whole lot of instruments that you can trade on futures, and futures is highly liquid. It's a pretty close to a 24-hour market. It's a 23 by 6 market. So it's as close to, uh, I guess, 24 bar 7 as you can get. Forex is again, it's a separate application, and not all brokers allow you to trade forex. So they don't have the platform, so you need to find a broker that has one and apply for it. And forex also, just like futures, requires a margin account. So um, you'll be asked for similar questions like you did when you were trading with uh, when you're applying for your margin account, but I'll probably be a little more rigorous. And once you're approved, you're all set. So Forex, again, provides you with a tremendous amount of leverage, can be 50x to 100x, and it's very easy to uh, destroy yourself in the futures or Forex market. Statistics say that about 90% of people trading stocks lose money. But in futures and forex, I wouldn't be surprised if it's over 95% or even 98%. So know that it comes with a tremendous amount of risk. So just having an account alone does not set you up for success. There's a lot of learning involved. So I think that's pretty much it for today. And thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time. Bye.